friend Suzanne. She's a yoga instructor, and she was telling me about, we were talking about different yoga positions that are kind of challenging for people, and one is triangle. And one of the biggest challenges, Suzanne was telling me, is getting people to understand that we need to keep this hip back so that the hips stay open. So go ahead and demonstrate what you said most people end up doing, you know, when you're trying to do it.
Yeah, falling forward.
So that your body kind of, this is a tough position. The hips would have to be so open to be able to do this. So the hips generally tend to rotate forward, and then you're not really getting the exact, you know, position that your yoga pose is calling for. So what we thought we could do is to sort of close the gap on that hip opening a little bit. We can take that front foot, and instead of being in the exact correct position at first, we'll let you come forward with that. So Suzanne's going to rotate her foot forward a little bit. So now it's not facing that way, it's more facing maybe 45 degrees-ish out. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to have Suzanne practice, and I think we'll have her use these cloths. She can do it the right way anyway, but we're going to have her demonstrate because it looks pretty when she does it. So with her foot like this, we're going to have her just use those cloths, just moving in and out of it. And so since we closed up the opening of the hips by turning the foot, it's easier to maintain this hip back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay? And so what we'll do there too is we won't just stay in that position. We're going to use some other angles to try to make that stronger. So she's still going to have her foot pointing forward. And I don't know if you're going to want to use the cloths for this or not, Suzanne. You decide. What you're going to do there is she's going to just kind of come down and up in that a little bit, okay? And so since her foot isn't in that extreme position, it's going to be easier for her to keep this hip back as she does that.
Yeah, I think that might be easier without the cloth.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, try a couple with this arm too, see what happens. Good, and she's keeping that hip back.
It's harder.
Doing good. Okay, then what we'll do is you're going to stay in that position, Suzanne. And now what I want you to try to do is just turn and look way over here, turn and look way over here. Do whatever you want with your arms. If you want it to be a little more movement, you can go with the arms too. Good. And then if I was working with Suzanne, you keep going, Suzanne.
Should I keep the knee?
Keep it however you'd want to keep it for your triangle.
Yeah.
Yep. And so if I was working with Suzanne, you go ahead and turn that way a few times. I'm going to just kind of hold her back a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay? And then what I might do is sneak my hand up on her thoracic spine a little bit and make it a little bit easier for her to get there. So Suzanne, try something for me. Take this hand, your left hand, and just do some reaches that way for me, like you're trying to get to the window. Perfect. Good. That's it. And so I'm not going to stop this hip from moving entirely. I'm just going to slow it down. Okay? Good. Awesome, Suzanne. Then what we could do is we could, after she's warmed up there, we could start to move that foot more toward the intended position for the yoga pose. Okay? Could go the whole way, depends on how you feel, maybe, maybe not. Grab these again, Suzanne, and use those to just give you some stability, lengthen out there. Awesome. How you feeling with that?
Oh, love the cloth.
Good. And again, if I was working with Suzanne here, I would probably give her some cues like this and come on back. Good. This kind of thing, because she feels safe here, I think, right? You don't feel like you're going to fall over. Good. Okay, then let's try this. Let's do that again. And once you're there, Suzanne, let's take this hand and start to bring it just down and up. Okay?
Keeping the hip on the wall.
As far as you can. Good. And then back up. Nice. How's that feel?
Well, perfect, because Yes, the silk holds me
Good.
on the right side.
Nice job. And if she was having some trouble with her shoulder here, keep going, Suzanne. I'd be sure, I was just making sure she didn't feel like she was going to fall. And I might do some work right here.
Yep.
See what her shoulder blades can do here. Okay? One more time. Good. And that would be just one approach that we could use. Every body is different, but this is one, right?